Hello, you guys. This is Road to the Fifth Game. I'm Patty. The point of this podcast is to recap the games of La Seleccion Mexicana and kind of cover their journey to the famous fifth game in this World Cup. A lot of this will be based off my own opinions, so you can hate it or agree with me, whichever's fine. I don't really care. I'm going to start by recapping yesterday's game against the reigning champions Germany. It was a 1-0 game with Mexico coming out on top, and I'm pretty sure none of us expected that at all. Coming into the game, everyone kept talking about how Mexico was going to get absolutely slaughtered. I'm going to be completely honest. I was not expecting Mexico to win, but I was definitely expecting them to put up a fight. And they did. They did put up a fight and just happened to be the better team. This Germany team we watched did not have the same playing style we were used to. They played lazy and out of place, and they honestly could have performed way better. You didn't get their same competitive feel that you always get. They weren't scary. They weren't like these big European giants everyone fears, which was kind of weird for many of us who were watching the game. However, I did feel bad for Julian Draxler, who plays for PSG and was actually the captain of the Germany team that won the 2017 FIFA Confederations Cup. If you know me, you know I have a lot of respect for Julian Draxler. I love the kid. He's good and he's often underappreciated. I generally felt bad for him yesterday because he just couldn't get a goal. It was that same case for Layun, who I said has los dos pies chuecos, which translates to crooked feet. Both of them just couldn't get a goal, had all these shots. I generally felt bad for them. I just wish if I had all the power, I would have given them each a goal because they honestly deserved it. I genuinely believe that Layun could have definitely added more goals for Mexico if he hadn't missed so many shots that he had. Mexico should have easily had more than one goal from Chucky Lozano, than the one goal from Chucky Lozano at minute 35, but Draxler should have easily scored a goal for Germany as well. In my opinion, the only two players that generally showed up to play and try to produce something offensively for Germany were Julian Draxler and Toni Kroos, because they had the most shots during the game. Draxler with 5 shots and Kroos with 6, especially with Kroos who had 3 shots on target. But hey, it didn't happen, and now we have Mexico tied with Sweden at the top of the table with 3 points. I think Mexico can win this group if they don't let this win from Germany get to their head. You know, once you beat the reigning champions, you can get a little bit too confident, and it can end up affecting you negatively. You begin to underestimate other teams just because they're not big names like Germany. I'm telling you right now, no, you can't do that. You only beat Germany by 1 goal in a game where Germany was playing averagely horrible and you were giving it your all. You need to keep giving it your all because that puts pressure on other teams. You need to be able to scare them a bit, especially if you make it to the round of 16. Another thing I saw a lot on Twitter were people wondering as to why they had taken out El Chucky Lozano at minute 66 and Vela at minute 58. I tweeted about it by saying that people should remember that this is barely the first game. We still have 2 more games at least, and many of these key players need to catch a break sometimes. It was very obvious that they were giving it their all, and you just don't want to overwork them that hard already in the first game. Chucky especially, whose hard work paid off when he scored the lone goal of the game. I think the one person who deserves an honorable mention here is Memo Ochoa. This is a big step for me to acknowledge the good work Memo did because I happen to criticize him a lot if you know me really well. I'm a huge Toluca fan since I came out of the womb. Dad, born and raised in Toluca. That was the only team that I was kind of forced to love, and then it ended up turning into real true love. And I'm also a big Talavera fan, which I blame on my sister, as some of you may know or maybe not know, but Talavera is the 3rd goalie for the Seleccion and rarely ever plays. And as a fan of the club he plays for, I want nothing more than to see him play in a World Cup game, even as a suplente, which I highly doubt will actually happen, but I just can't ignore Memo's performance from yesterday. He was literally a wall. I mean, Germany wasn't playing all that great either, but the tajadas he had were just unbelievable. It was truly amazing, and yeah, he definitely deserves praise for that because he played such a big part in the win, and I definitely feel like goalies are hardly ever praised, but are always criticized when they let even 1 goal in. Goalies deserve love too, you guys. I thought the win was big for La Selección, especially with the drama in recent weeks with the escorts that they had in a party in Mexico after playing in the Azteca, and then with a Mexican reporter and a former national team player who had a personal video of his leaked. The win was especially important for the fans because they've had to put up with this in recent weeks, which you kind of don't want to hear about, especially leading up to such a big tournament like the World Cup. They've also had to put up with never actually having a starting 11 they could get used to because Juan Carlos Osorio is always changing it up. It was big, especially all of the fans out in Russia that were at the game. I know even Tom Marshall, one of my favorite journalists that covers La Seleccion, said that it felt like a home game and felt the ambiente was way better in Russia than in the Azteca, which says a lot because the Azteca is always rocking when the Seleccion goes to play. The footage on Twitter from all over the world celebrating was just absolutely amazing, and I was at loss for words. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw me retweeting everything. I'm just a very proud Seleccion fan. I'm very proud Mexican. I'm Mexican American, but USA is not in the World Cup, and I've always had a soft spot for Mexico and their soccer, so I was very emotional, super overhyping my team and all this stuff. So yeah, I really hope that the Mexican press especially can put the whole drama from before the World Cup behind them and start giving the team more credit than they actually are. I know a lot of them are criticizing how everything's being run, that there's rumors of there being drama within the team. If there is any drama within the team or any problems, definitely not noticeable, especially with the way they played yesterday. Felt very united group. I'm telling you guys, they were giving it their all, and it eventually paid off because they got big 3 points. The next game will be on Saturday against Korea at 8 a.m. Pacific time, so we'll see how that goes. But until then, tune in, watch other games. I know I will. My Twitter is @_Patty Vicente, where you can find more of my tweets from different games and different news. Drop some suggestions of anything else you guys want to hear about. I know my opinion can be kind of annoying, but hey, it's a World Cup and I love soccer, so deal with it. Thank you guys. Bye.